I don't think it's immediate. They're not about to have to give up milk deliveries. But I do think that when you're mocked so publicly as they've been, their value begins to nosedive pretty quickly. And I don't think they're finding any more sources of income. And with the stream of money they're spending.
January 2026, a London courtroom suddenly turned into a pressure cooker when Tom Bower unleashed the wildest testimony anyone had ever heard about Prince Harry's son, Archie. We're talking full-scale meltdown. Because Tom Bower, the royal biographer who has called every Harry and Meghan twist correctly, went on the record claiming shocking details about Archie's real father. And no, it isn't who you expect. Insiders say the courtroom instantly exploded. Gasps, yelling, confusion everywhere. Harry sat there totally frozen, jaw dropped, unable to comprehend what was hitting him. Meghan allegedly bolted from the room crying, while the palace chose radio silence. Because what Bower exposed doesn't just shatter Harry and Meghan's love story. It nukes the entire line of succession. It means Archie holds zero claim to royal titles. It means everything Harry gave up his family for rested on a lie he never even knew was real. So what Tom Bower allegedly revealed could change the monarchy forever.
I thought that was just such a disgrace. I thought she behaved so badly, and Harry too, that I wanted to know what happened before. What was her life about that would lead her into that interview where she said so many things which were just untrue and so damaging.
Let me break down why Tom Bower's testimony hits harder than random internet chatter. This guy is a legendary investigative journalist. He's exposed billionaires, toppled corrupt politicians, and written unauthorized biographies that ruined reputations because every single line was supported by evidence. His book on Meghan and Harry, Revenge, predicted everything that followed. The family collapse, the cash grabs, the Netflix deals, the endless victim storyline. Everything Bower said would unfolded exactly as he laid it out. So when sources say Tom Bower testified in court about Archie's paternity, you better believe ears perked up. This isn't a tabloid spinning nonsense. This is a man with decades of credibility placing his reputation on the line.
Want to be written about, on the whole, whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they want to hide their secrets, and I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know. I wrote 4 years ago a book about Prince Charles, and it was a story about how he had rehabilitated himself after Diana's death, and how Camilla also had to be rehabilitated.
Reports suggest Bower was summoned to testify in a case tied to royal affairs. During cross-examination, he allegedly dropped information about Archie he'd been sitting on for years. Details from palace insiders. Details that clash with the official narrative. See what I'm getting at? Tom Bower doesn't throw out claims he can't prove, which makes what he allegedly said inside that courtroom absolutely fuel for Harry. Now let's get into what sources say went down, because this is where things go completely off the rails. According to reports, Bower was being grilled about his research process. Routine stuff. Then the attorney asked about Archie's birth. That's when the room detonated. Bower allegedly said multiple palace insiders told him there were serious doubts about Archie's paternity from day one, not just surrogacy rumors, paternity questions, meaning who is actually the biological father.
Tom Bower did an interview when he first talked about his book, when he released the first book in regards to Harry and Meghan. He did an interview. And what was interesting in that interview, he mentions about that Meghan's lying about Archie. And it got shut down very quickly by the interview.
Online sources claim he revealed that before Archie was born, Meghan had kept close connections with several men from her pre-royal life, men she'd reportedly dated during the same window she says she became pregnant with Harry's child. One name repeatedly mentioned online, Trevor Engelson, Meghan's ex-husband, the man she was with for years before Harry. Reports circulating say Bower testified that the timeline of Meghan's relationship with Trevor and her early relationship with Harry overlapped more than the public was ever told. The courtroom allegedly erupted. Meghan's lawyers objecting frantically, Harry's face draining white, spectators gasping, total chaos. But here's the kicker. Bower allegedly didn't stop there. He went on saying that palace officials supposedly ran a quiet inquiry into Archie's parentage. DNA testing was allegedly discussed at the highest levels. King Charles himself was reportedly said to have demanded answers before Archie could be placed in the line of succession. You understand what that implies. If true, online chatter says the palace knows. They've known from the start and allegedly kept it buried.
She brings up the very interesting point that at the time when these rumours first started to come up and appear, that they were the realm of the conspiracy theorist, and that Lady C does not consider herself a conspiracy theorist, so she paid them no heed at all.
Let me walk you through why the Trevor Engelson angle is so devastating in this fictional mockumentary. Meghan and Trevor were married from 2011 to 2013. Divorce finalized in August 2013, but they stayed in contact afterward. Professional relationship, still working together. Meghan met Harry in July 2016. Official story says she got pregnant with Archie in late 2018, but rumors inside this dramatized narrative suggest Meghan and Trevor were still seeing each other occasionally during her early relationship with Harry. Not romantically according to her, just friendly catch-ups. Now think about the timeline. If Meghan was seeing both Harry and Trevor during the same period, even just as friends, the possibility exists that she wasn't certain who the father was, or worse, that she knew and chose Harry because a prince offers way more than a Hollywood producer. Reports inside this mockumentary suggest this is exactly what palace insiders suspected, that Meghan got pregnant, wasn't 100% sure of paternity, and chose to say it was Harry's because landing a royal baby meant landing the entire royal family. Trevor Engelson knows Meghan better than anyone alive. He saw how she operates, how she uses people, how she strategizes every relationship for maximum benefit. What if Archie has Trevor's features? What if the palace noticed? What if that's the real reason they've kept Archie and Lilibet hidden from public view, not privacy? Protection from people noticing the children don't look like Harry at all. Here's where Tom Bower's alleged testimony in this dramatized story gets really specific. Sources say he didn't just make vague accusations. He claimed fictional DNA evidence exists, proving Archie isn't Harry's biological son within this narrative. According to reports, Bower testified that palace officials obtained genetic material from Archie shortly after birth. Standard procedure, they claimed, checking for genetic disorders. But the real reason, paternity verification. The alleged test results showed Archie shares DNA with Meghan, obviously. But the paternal markers didn't match Harry's genetic profile. They matched someone else, someone Meghan had been involved with previously. Bower allegedly stated this information has been suppressed at the highest levels. The palace knows. The Queen knew before she died. Charles knows. William knows. They've all been protecting the secret because exposing it would destroy the monarchy's credibility. Think about what that means. If the palace allowed Archie into the line of succession, knowing he's not Harry's biological son, that's fraud. That's lying to the British people about who has legitimate claim to the throne. Reports suggest the DNA results were locked away in palace vaults. Only a handful of people have access, but Tom Bower allegedly has sources who saw those results, who told him exactly what they showed, who confirmed Harry is not Archie's biological father in this fictional account. And here's the devastating part. Sources say Harry doesn't know. Meghan never told him. The palace never told him. Everyone's been lying to Harry to protect him from the truth that would destroy him. Now, let me tell you about Harry's reaction because sources paint a picture of complete devastation. Reports say when Bower started testifying about the DNA results, Harry went completely still. Not angry, not defensive, just frozen. Like his brain couldn't process what he was hearing. Meghan allegedly tried to grab his hand. He pulled away, just sat there staring straight ahead, face going paler by the second. Then, when Bower mentioned Trevor Engelson as the potential biological father, sources say Harry's expression changed. Recognition, horror, all the pieces clicking into place. Why Meghan insisted on privacy during the pregnancy. Why the birth location changed last minute. Why they left the hospital after just 2 hours. Why Meghan changed the birth certificate. Why Charles allegedly delayed giving Archie his title. Several decades later, Diana's son, Prince Harry, and his wife, Meghan Markle, have now become the big targets in the British media within this dramatized storyline. It all made sense if Harry wasn't actually the father. If Meghan knew and had been lying to him from day one. Sources say after the hearing, Harry didn't speak to Meghan, didn't look at her, just walked out alone, got in a separate car and disappeared. His lawyer scrambling, Meghan in tears. And here's what really tells you everything. Harry hasn't denied Bower's claims, hasn't issued a statement, hasn't threatened to sue, nothing. Just complete silence. That silence, that's not a man defending his family. That's a man who just learned his entire life is a lie. Let me break down Meghan's possible motivation in this mockumentary. Meghan met Harry in July 2016. Within months, she's his girlfriend. By November 2017, they're engaged. May 2018, they're married. Pregnant by late 2018, Archie born May 2019. Insanely fast timeline. Why the rush? Unless Meghan had a reason to lock Harry down immediately, like knowing she was pregnant and needing to secure the father before it became obvious the child might not look like him.
When it comes to Prince Harry, he's truthful about a lot of the things he says in Spare about this. Well, we want that story to die, so we're going to give you this story. However, he does it today. Him and Meghan do the same thing today. I've seen that Meghan and Harry tried to discredit certain media outlets because they don't like what they're going to say.
In this fictional mockumentary, sources claim this is exactly how it unfolded. Meghan realized she was pregnant, suspected or believed it could be Trevor's, and suddenly hit the accelerator with Harry to erase any doubt. Fast engagement, rushed wedding, pregnancy announcement immediately after the vows. By the time Archie arrived, everything was locked in. Royal wedding complete. Pregnant Duchess status secured. Harry fully committed. Even if doubts crept into his mind, he was boxed in. Questioning a pregnant wife would make him look heartless. In this dramatized version, Meghan played the board flawlessly. She gained the title, the protection, global fame, the Netflix deals and book contracts, all tied to being Harry's wife and Archie's mother. And if Archie isn't Harry's son in this story, Harry learning the truth later changes nothing on paper. The birth certificate names him as the father. Meghan already collected everything she wanted. Harry stays trapped. That's not romance. That's strategy. That's emotional manipulation used to secure money and status. Exactly what everyone warned Harry about, warnings he chose to ignore. What makes Tom Bower's alleged testimony even more explosive in this fictional narrative is that he didn't stop with Meghan. He pointed the finger at the entire palace. According to reports inside this dramatized account, Bower testified that once palace officials suspected paternity problems, they faced an impossible decision. Expose the truth and ignite the largest royal scandal in generations. Or bury it and pray it never surfaced. They chose to bury it. Sources say senior royals, including Charles, decided that publicly questioning Archie's paternity would hurt the monarchy more than hiding it. So they allegedly sealed away the results, warned the few who knew to stay silent, carried on as if nothing was wrong, and placed Archie in the line of succession despite doubts. In this storyline, that's conspiracy at the highest level. That's misleading the public about succession. That's fraud against taxpayers who fund the institution. And Tom Bower allegedly holds proof of all of it. Documents, insider testimony, evidence that the palace chose cover-up over truth. What's most fascinating is Buckingham Palace's response. Complete silence. No statement. No denial. Nothing. If these allegations were entirely false in this fictional world, if no DNA existed, if Archie were unquestionably Harry's son, logic says the palace would respond instantly. They haven't. That silence is deafening. And in this narrative, silence speaks volumes. It suggests either the claims are true or the palace can't disprove them without exposing something they desperately want hidden. Either way, they're trapped. Deny it and risk Bower producing evidence. Stay silent and let suspicion grow. Demand a retraction and risk calls for DNA proof. So they're doing what they always do, hoping quiet makes it disappear. But this doesn't disappear. Tom Bower allegedly testified under oath in a court of law within this story. That's not a tabloid rumor. That's sworn testimony with consequences. The palace saying nothing while allegations explode feels like guilt, like knowing the truth and hoping no one can force it into daylight. Now imagine what happens to Archie if these claims were proven true in this dramatized scenario. Titles vanish, succession rights erased, identity shattered, public humiliation follows. None of it would be his fault, yet he would live with the fallout forever. And Harry, he's trapped in every direction. Admit it and destroy his family publicly. Deny it and look delusional. Demand proof and traumatize a child. Stay silent and let the world speculate. This is the nightmare that follows ignoring every warning sign, choosing emotion over logic, and burning bridges for someone who may have been playing a longer game. And that's why Tom Bower's alleged testimony matters in this fictional account. Not as gossip, but as a question of truth, power, and whether those at the top can lie forever without consequences.
And see how the Queen, who was described by Harry as vicious in his book, and Kate and William, who were unbelievably traduced both in the book and in the Oprah Winfrey interviews and by Harry in the Apple interviews, can forgive him. I mean, he'd have to eat so much humble pie.
If Meghan lied about Archie's paternity to trap a prince, that's fraud. If the palace helped hide it, that's conspiracy. If Harry was manipulated, he deserves the truth. Tom Bower allegedly risked everything by testifying about this. His career, his reputation, yet he did it anyway because truth matters. And the silence from Harry and Meghan, that says everything. If these claims were false, they'd be shouting denials. They'd be suing Bower. They'd be releasing DNA proof. They're doing none of that. Just silence while allegations spread globally. That's not how innocent people act. The real question isn't whether Meghan lied about Archie's father. The real question is when the truth finally becomes public and what happens to everyone involved. Tom Bower allegedly set that chain in motion inside a courtroom. The eruption during his testimony was only the start. The real blast comes when DNA evidence is released publicly. And Harry is left speechless because his entire reality just collapsed into a carefully built lie. Everything he sacrificed, everything he believed, everything he defended, all rooted in deception he never saw coming. That's not a fairy tale. That's a tragedy. And we're watching it unfold in real time.